Hello, I'm Klaus Andersen, and today we're taking a look at the 15-minute time frame of the DAX index just to see what price did this week. There was some changes in here and an interesting pattern. We might be reversing, we might not. I'm gonna take a look at that in the end of the video. But first of all, I'm gonna see if I can find a trade of the day in today's trading. So let's dig in. Okay, I saw we had a lot of movement today. It's about just above a 200 point range today's trading, so that's pretty awesome. There was some pretty big moves in here for you to catch, mostly on the downside. The open of the markets is over here. This is the first bar, not a real good bar. Second bar also doji-ish, long tail below, a small tail above, and then an inside bar. I'm just trading sideways here. I would just, when this happens, I'll just wait. And then we had a failed break lower. You had this huge overnight. No, that's the overnight push up right here, and then trade down. We made a triple bottom right down here. This is a nice place to look for a long. Look at this. You have a first entry, and then you have the second entry long down here, and it's just at support right here. Look how many times price bounced down there, and then you get this small bar right here. If you didn't go long on this bar right here, then the next bar trades down, make another bottom, and then trades up and closes all the way near the highs. It could be a trade of the day. And you have resistance area up here. This black line here, that's a major resistance area for 70 points, possibly 10 more if you got out at the very high up here. So I'm gonna mark that. Just going through the day quite in a different way than I usually do, just to show you my thoughts in this process right here. You have this, it's a spike and channel pattern, and you have exhaustion up here, and then you have a breakout of this bull trend line, a breakout to the downside, and you have a 3 push pattern down and a pullback. So what I see is a breakout to the downside right here, and then you get a close outside, a new low, and a correction, and then now you have I'll mark this here as a, count this as a double top in here, and that's a lower low, lower high, double top, breakout, pullback, short up here. Also you have, well, this low right here, that's the first entry, second entry, third entry short up here. It's an inside bear bar. This bull leg here, it had some momentum to it, but strong resistance above, and stops at this minor resistance area right here. Breakout, pullback for another short, for retest of this area, potentially the low of the day. I think it's likely. Could wait for a lower high, then you could have gotten in here on this breakout pattern down here. That's also the breakout below these lows right here, and the two-legged pullback, and that's the first entry, and the second entry short is below this bar right here. But as soon as we broke below this support area, I would look to get short. Then again, it's a bit dangerous with these lows over here, but momentum is down, and this one up here is, in my opinion, the trade of the day. Got you the most points, and price never came back to test the break-even area up here, and also it's a good context for another short, for potentially a measured move like this. Potentially all this here could be a trading range, so trading down to this support area here. You've got more room to the downside than on this lower high over here. So I like that for the trade of the day. Then we had a strong sell-off. Hard to find any good trades in here. And you have this. Let's just take a look at this right here. This bar, this bull bar right here, in a strong bear spike. It's typical that you get a strong reversal bar on a bear spike, but most of the time they fail, and prices are going to go lower. And in this case, you got this is just one push up and then a pause and then a second push up, and you could say that's a pause as well and a third push up, so a minor wedge pattern in here if you read it in detail. Otherwise it's just a first entry short. And another strong bull bar for people will see a major reversal, but oftentimes you get more the inertia is still there for the downside. The follow-through bar or the entry bar on this bull right here, bear bar closed near the lows, so not very good for the bulls, disappointed bulls. Below here would be some bull stops. Price broke lower. By this point the spike phase is over, and now we have a spike and a channel in here. Well, that was the trade of the day. So this is where last week started. So this is 2 weeks worth of trading to build this pattern right here. We had a breakout to the downside and some choppy markets, and now a breakout to the upside. What I see here is some kind of bear channel in here. You've got the channel, you've got the close outside, you got the retest of the lows. You actually made a new low down here. Didn't make it all the way to the channel line. Perhaps the trend line was a bit flatter by then, something like this, but still close outside, retest of the lows, and then we transitioned into a trading range between this resistance area and that support area. You made 3 attempts to go lower, and then we attempted to go higher up here and trade it back down again, this time higher low, and this chubby range in here before we got the breakout to the upside. So now we have a bull channel going on in here. Look at this right here. I'd say most recent bounces matter more, so I would use the channel line of these highs right here. That fits better. And this is actually a pattern known as a head and shoulders pattern. Most of you are probably familiar with it. You got a couple of heads in here, 3 heads, a couple of shoulders over here and over here. What's going on is that price going down, support here, going further down, more support. We got a retracement up here, resistance, going down again, support again. This time buyers moved, instead of moving from up here where the bought, buyers came in here and bought. That's why price stopped falling, and then they moved lower, and then they didn't they bought the market down here, and then they started buying it higher. So this is a reversal pattern, shoulder, head and shoulder pattern. Measurements for this kind of pattern is a 100% expansion from the head to the what they call the neckline. Just gonna draw the expansion in, so we get a target for this pattern if it plays out. That's just short of this resistance line up here, so 11,800 ish, and that's pretty realistic to get this far. Could happen early next week. Also, we could just have this be a spike and a 1, 2, 3 push pattern up, and then more selling. I'll have to wait and see. But this bull channel has been going on for a while now, so probably not gonna last. Well, that was just the pattern I wanted to cover real quick. Reversal pattern could be now that the markets are changing, or could be that it's not, but either way the pattern is present, and we'll just have to wait and see. I'm Claus Andersen. Have a nice weekend.